make sure to like, subscribe, and to everything on all platforms. We'll put the link below.
A diversity panel, right?
But do you really want to talk about Juve? Like that makes
Yeah,
any
I know.
sense?
I don't mind. Dre, I don't mind.
Or they mightn't even be in Syria next year.
I really know. I don't run from them thing.
What you trying to talk about Italy, boy?
For sure.
Well, the biggest team in the land, they didn't regain the title.
No, you had to talk about
On top of that, they mightn't be in Champions League next year.
You had to talk about the best striker in the world according to Madman Mark.
Who's that way?
Romelu.
Lukaku.
The man who hold on, hear what your boy Triple M say. Your boy Triple M say Lewandowski don't have enough of a sample size to be better than Lukaku.
Better than
That's what Triple
Romelu.
M say. Something this man say it tattoo in my brain for life, you know, dog. I can't forget. We go see.
He stayed in Germany too long, Mark.
I find so, you know.
Yeah.
Unless somewhere under all it all, let's have logic, you know.
All right.
You know, I'm a very well-taught person, you know. Like, for example, whole week I said, you know, Dre leaves something that resounded with me.
What is that?
When the man tell me how what we see in Chelsea is the product of two coaches taking the time and systematically training our team tactics.
So sorry effect then. Sorry effect then.
You're welcome in the say.
You're
right.
All right.
I really found that for it in the week, yeah?
Yes, we'll change your tone on the podcast.
No, not just sorry, Conte. No,
Profile.
No, but really, just in case these fellas making you feel that I am somehow liking Sarri, that's not the case. I understood Sarri needed 3 years to implement fully his system.
Quote unquote, Sarri nothing.
Right?
You don't keep the same energy though. You don't keep the same energy.
OC, I still don't like Sarri, boy. Everybody know that.
But if it wasn't for Sarri, only in 9 Champions League though.
Panama, you know about that, brother.
Oh, you know about that? You know about it. Short memory, boy.
I thought you can clear up there.
You go hear Mark logic with the first topic. All right. Good night. Good night, everyone. We welcome you to another episode of the Trifactor podcast. I think this is about episode probably 15 or 14. Tonight we going heavy EPL according to Keron. Before we start, we just want to introduce our guest tonight. We have Mark becoming a regular. Keron, this is his second occasion on here, and for his debut, the Arsenal fan himself, Ray.
I come to talk my mind.
Talk your mind.
Talk your mind, boy.
Representing talk your mind.
Before we start, plug your stuff there, quick, Ray.
Well, all right. Well, Ray Mohammed, one of the co-founders of Talk Your Mind media company. We would obviously be well known in the football arena throughout Trinidad and Tobago, dealing with football from grassroots level straight up to the senior national football teams, men and women. You know, we provide a platform for the youths that they're able to express themselves, they're able to talk their mind. The up and coming youths, you know, Trinidad and Tobago usually have a persona that we only recognize it when they do something. But the potential have to be recognized from the grassroots. So that's what we're about.
Nice. And one of my favorite interviews. I have skill and I can really score goal. What is? I can really score.
That the guy from St. Anthony's.
St. Anthony's. All-time favorite.
The interview went viral and all take it on by a while and do that.
Nah. It was up. But there was some
mad scene.
Unfortunate events. It went down.
Right.
All right.
You still have it or you still have the video? You might sell him for
I'm not going to get aired without getting taken down. You go sell it for me, I go pay it now. Anyway, so heavy EPL tonight. You want to hear some of Mark logic? You want to hear everybody else take on the season coming to a close. City was crowned mathematical champions for the season and done yet of the EPL by Man U losing to Leicester. It had plenty effects on top four that happened in this 2 days here. But we want to focus on manager of the season. I think Andre already make up his mind. Who want to get the ball rolling with who they think manager of the season will be?
Let me go. Trian Smith is the neutral man.
I'll go second.
So I'm going to go first?
Go ahead, Andre. Let me hear.
I mean, so I forget what episode number the previous episode was. I'll tell you. It was just me and you, say, but quite simply, it's not really hard to figure out. If, like I said before, if Sir Alex Ferguson was managing the City team and Sergio Aguero injured and he not there, Raheem Sterling revert to his first season at Liverpool. He's a youth man. He can't touch. He can't score nothing. You have Kevin De Bruyne injured, wherever. And he figured out a way to get Gundogan to score double figures. He figured out a way to get Phil Foden to actually show some cutting edge and no longer just vibes. Everybody will be knighting the man 3 times. He's the greatest. You never see nothing like it. That man is the best. So
Alex.
I'm gonna say it again. It there, right? But it there. So it's as simple as look. There's enough evidence to show if you're gonna try to beat a man with his stick, he has so much money and look how much money he spent. Dog, look how much teams spend money. Look how much teams spend money and do nothing. Jose Mourinho just lose his job. He's complaining about things. Look how much money he just gets spent on all his teams.
Don't leave Jose alone at all.
I just say, look how much money gets spent on all his teams. You have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, men protesting in the streets, the Glazers. All right, how much money they spend? You have, let me see who else this be contending. Liverpool, I mean, they ain't spend as much. But even them, look how much money they spend. At the end of the day, they have 100 mil centre back and things. So the idea that spending money means, you're going to win, no dog. Plus, it's not just winning. The man has shown for seasons now, straight, he is able to convince grown-ass men, right? And I'll say grown-ass men. He's able to convince grown-ass men to listen to him like our primary school footballer. and follow his instructions. Even though he's doing all kind of thing and being ridiculous, they follow any instructions. And he's able to get all kind of men play football that they wouldn't do. And I'll point this one at Mark. Pep Guardiola is able to get men to play his football within a season, unlike men like Sarri, unlike men like whoever you want to call. He's able to get superstar players to buy in and execute on it and dominate leagues. And that's it. And he do it again. He did it again. So now this is City. This is City 4 of the last 5 seasons.
4 of the last 5.
All right, dog. That's it. Get him any flowers now. Don't wait until he dead. Don't wait until he dead. Don't wait until the man dead to then say, boy, he was really the best boy. Despite all the niggles, he was the best boy. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, I don't know.
Good. Smee.
All right.
I want to rival Latin, but go ahead, Smee.
All right. I haven't been watching EPL as ardently as I used to.
Yeah.
But I take in a few games here and there. I follow the league. I follow the results. Enough to get in the banter and to get into the discussions and to be on shows like this. Based on what I've seen so far this year, I think for me, I would have to go with Marcelo Bielsa. Maybe surprising to some, but I think a lot of people have underestimated what he has done at Leeds in his first season in the Premier League. Having brought back Leeds from a few years in the Championship, he has completely changed the football in both in the Championship and to an extent the Premier League. He has brought something fresh, something new.
Run hard.
And change. When I say change, I really mean in terms of how you play against smaller teams.
Right.
I don't think you could play against Leeds like you play against Burnley or West Brom.
I wouldn't try it.
Exactly. No smart manager would try that. So I think what
I respect this take. Mark, learn something here. Disrespectful.
Yeah, I find it's easier to play than Burnley.
Oh no, there's a reason. There's a reason I go with Leeds. Apart from what I've said
get
before.
18 leads for the season.
Yeah, they play open football. They play fearless football.
Very open.
Right? They play fearless football. They don't change according to who they play. Bielsa plays the same way from City to Villa. He plays the same way. And I think that's a level of audacity and also a level of confidence he has in his players. I think what Leeds has done this year, I think they may finish 10th. They are 10th right now, I believe. They may finish 11th.
The 10th.
The 10th. I think that's a very good season for Bielsa being his first season in the Prem, for Leeds being back in the Prem after so many years, and to do it with the squad that he has, to play that brand of football, that fearless, attacking, open football with the players that he has. I think that was remarkable. I believe in terms of the squad value, I think Leeds is around 200 and something million. When you compare that to the top teams in England, that's very, very cheap. For the kind of football he's getting out of those players, I believe that is a very big feat, And I will go with Bielsa. I'll give him it, just for what he has done with a team like Leeds United.
All right, nice. You want to go next, Ray or Mark?
Hold on. Let me just say, so on Mark comment there about wanting Leeds 18 time and thing. So I'm just looking at going back to March. From March until now, I mean, obviously, small sample, right? Leeds draw 0-0 with Chelsea. Mm-hmm. Leeds beat Manchester City 2-1. Leeds draw with Liverpool 1-1. Leeds beat Tottenham 3-1. That's the, against big six teams since March this year.
Yeah, Dre, I was supposed to mention that, thanks. Their record against the Big Six at home is very good. They're undefeated at home versus the Big Six. And as I say, they even beat teams like City and stuff. So, yeah.
Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
Leeds has done really well, to be honest.
I want Ray to go in. But I just say, I like to hear novel conversations like this. You see, it's about way we just sit down and put things across and make it go, it's so nice. Nobody is talking that Leeds playing on a cabbage patch.
All right.
Look at where they get points from the Big Six opponents. At home on a cabbage field. Okay. But nobody is talking about anyway. But it's not my
This man evil, yes?
Yeah, so basically, Pep would be a shoe, but my pick really and truly is David Moyes for it. I would say that, boy, from last season, 5 points avoided in the drop zone, 16th in the league, to now possibly finding a place in the Champions League. And just what I achieved over the face of one season with a few key buys like Souček. Nobody didn't know about Souček, but he don't even look like a footballer, but the guy put in some key goals. When I watch Souček here, I'll never think Souček is a footballer.
What do you think is?
That's the signing of the season, Just say that, Anyway, but go ahead.
We have that's our category tonight. Signing of the season.
You gonna make it one?
Hey,
Ray, go ahead.
Signing of the season, but
Souček in the midfield. Checking in midfield, this tall Linge guy, and just popping up with some crucial goal throughout the season.
Far post header.
Jared Bowen, Soufal, boy. That's one of the players I put in my EPL team of the season. Like, where to find he? One of the best right backs in the league this season. David Moyes just fill the gaps and well, Jillings come and just do the thing.
Messi Lingard, boy.
Yeah, from the depths of that nobody know what's going on with Jesse Lingard.
Yeah.
That's so Jesse Dino.
You know, a man give him signing of the season.
Right? Nah, but yeah, David Moyes do a hell of a job within one season from, as I say, 5 points off the drop zone to now possibly playing in the Champions League next season. That's a big jump.
I agree.
Java. Okay.
Yeah, Mark, the floor is yours.
Why let us do me this way?
What, boy?
You know what I just watch?
What's that?
Comrades, why let us treat me like if I just come?
How we treating you, boy? I said the floor is yours. Spotlight on you.
What happened? You know, fellas.
When you start so afraid.
Yeah, that's a...
No, you could tell
that interlude in song.
The topic is manager this season, Mark, right?
I am saying, if I am looking for a manager this season, I am looking for transformation. Staying consistent.
It's sounding like a blue take, boy.
Wait, say that again? Staying consistent, what?
Staying consistent.
It's sounding like a blue take.
I am saying I am staying consistent to my point.
Okay.
In that, Pep coaches a side that is a team of winners. Last year, now maybe he didn't have De Bruyne some games. Yes, Sterling run out of form. But which team that doesn't happen to? Which team it doesn't happen to? It has happened to everybody. But guess what is help you? It is help you when your bench is $400 million plus. And that is what City working with. Right? So, as much as Pep deserves praise and adoration, I am saying that Pep will always be judged by his very own high standard. And I can't get Pep manager this season. I would say good job, Pep. Right? When a manager take a team from 10th with one of the worst defensive records, with everybody saying that the squad need an overhaul.
Sorry, so on that same point, let me just challenge you right there. So Chelsea, what's the dollar amount?
Bridge your points.
What's the dollar amount at Chelsea bench, boy? Or they have a cheap bench?
Chelsea spent $200 million in one transfer season.
I asking, since we saying, it helps when they could pull off men off the bench now. So when they could pull Kai Havertz off the bench, Hakim Ziyech off the bench, Timo Werner off the bench, Christian Pulisic off the bench, your boy Reece James, who's the new Dani Alves off the bench. When they could pull Chilwell off the bench.
You're coming around.
You can pull the most expensive keeper off the bench.
Ooh.
So when you could do all that, you should be number 1, 2. You should win every season.
You know what I'm saying? When you could do all of that, you're supposed to be in the Champions League finals. But guess what Chelsea is? In the Champions League finals, bro.
Oh, you're talking about EPL, man. You're talking about EPL.
I am saying...
Mark, you're talking about my job this season in the EPL, man.
Good job, Tuchel. Good job, Tuchel. That's all I can say.
Mark, the topic is my job this season in the EPL.
And you see, I was giving all it nice.
I'm just making sure, but don't bring Champions League and don't bring Champions League now, man.
No, but Trey was saying that when you have these resources to pull from where it should be, and I would say at the highest stage, in the finals at the highest stage, and that's where we are. And that is how it is now manager this season. Because hear what I'm telling you, all the pundits was talking about Chelsea squad at the overhaul. All of a sudden, everybody realizing the value in Chelsea squad. And I am saying that the value proposition was brought to Chelsea by a proper manager in Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel,
so that's your manager this
season. He came at the half of the season and performed better than many managers for the entire season.
I hear that.
All right,
Thomas Tuchel.
He definitely performed better than Big Sam, Wilder. Who's the next one?
No, I would say something, yeah? When we consider Leeds, I know everybody's watched Leeds as this big fairy tale story, but you look at Leeds steamroll the championship. The reason they steamroll the championship, they have a good coach. They pay top dollar for the coach. I think Bielsa is the third highest paid coach in the EPL. Right? Yeah. He's the third highest paid, I believe. Or check it. He's right in the top 5, right?
Yeah, well, to take the
it's
six.
It's not a mistake. But I am saying...
but Mark, to take the squad that is ranked 16th in value.
No, but Smee...
And to do what he has done.
But Smee, the reason why we're looking at Leeds squad ranking 16th in value is because of where Leeds squad came from. If you look at them in the championship, Leeds had a premiership side playing in the championship. That's just what it is.
You would say so?
It was that. Leeds had no competition last year in the championship. They were a premiership side.
How much they win by?
It's not 7 points?
I don't remember the points, but I do think they won with like 4 games or 5 games.
Yeah, there's plenty games in it.
But that don't say they are Premier League team.
Smee, Leeds was preparing to be in the Premier League since last year. When we look at squad value, the reason that Leeds squad value would look this low is because they were in the championship and they attracted expensive players. The Rafinha, the Brazilian boy, those are not cheap players, isn't it? Those are not cheap players. The other teams you compare them to is teams that was in the Premier League over a consistent period of time. So obviously, they have players that value that inflate from one price to the next. Or they're able to. I am saying that Bielsa do a good job, but in all the nice verbs and adverbs and things you used to describe him, you forget one.
Verbs.
Reckless.
Right? Reckless.
Yes, you forget to say that.
Reckless.
Reckless too.
Reckless abandon might be a bad thing. But Mark, I don't want to cut you off here. But I just want to get to everybody. So I
don't.
You have a manager this
season? I don't respond to that reckless.
My manager this season
Arteta
will be a toss-up. No, you're smoking so hard, though.
I like Arteta. It'll
be a toss-up between Moyes and Bielsa.
You say Moyes?
Yeah.
Moyes or Bielsa?
As a Man U man. You talking about Moyes?
Give him what the man working with, yes. Right? Remember, there wasn't even really looking that convincing before January. They was there, but they just needed some just to push them over the line. And that kind of astute management again, Jesse Lingard, motivated Jesse Lingard to come and use them effectively and get them to where they are to be within our shouted. Give the man some credit, especially given where they came from. Right? Given where they came from. So I toss it up between those two because, and in terms of Bielsa is always a coach that is, he's a student of the game. You'll do something, you'll realize, all right, it didn't work. He still has his principles, you adapt it, and he's surviving. But not just surviving, it could be argued that he's thriving, even though people might be saying, well, okay, he's steamrolled the championship because he had a Premier League team. But the man holding his own within the Premier League right now. Right? So, I mean, it's between those two. In terms of, and that's something I probably should I didn't get a chance to research it before. But in terms of highest placement newly promoted clubs, that's something that we really should consider because, I mean, teams might have a fairy tale first season. But in terms of how high they were able to...
I think Wolves.
Wolves was
rather.
I don't know figures.
Yeah, I'm a check.
Sheffield was high as well.
Right? Yeah, well, Sheffield was high, but I mean, look at where Sheffield is now. When they came up last season as compared to now, right? So
fellas, I have one question to ask. And this
I have more than one question.
It's for me, for Dre, for Zwari too, right? No, just one question. What make Bielsa so much better than Graham Potter?
Lord. Wait,
Mark.
It's all like football.
Hold up. Let me get so we get hold up.
Football Potter doing it better.
So let me get everybody on first. Let me get everybody on first. So let me get Jose you on first.
Yeah, I
first. And then we can do some rebuttals. Then we can have some rebuttals. So let me hear Jose.
But I was convinced about Moyes, but Andre kind of re-convinced me about Pep. The reason why I backpedal a little was the placement after 4 or 5 games, was it? They couldn't score many goals. he had to figure out something. Everything wasn't clicking. And then he adjusted something, put the double pivot. It was hard to score against them. And he find goals in Gondo that propelled them in the middle part of the season. That's why I think I want to give Pepper and boys a 1A, 1B, boy. But that would be cupping out. But I'll stick with my first choice, Moyes, because of where he took them from. West Ham was just above relegation. They're for fifth now. They could get if they get in Champions League for sure. I don't care if they come first.
Why do
You deserve it.
What doing what boy, Mark boy?
All right.
My feeling certain because
What do you know?
PSG closest.
So I'll try to be what's the word here, boy? I'll try to be respectable and rebut every single person what they say.
Measured. You're trying to be measured.
All right. So Smee say Bielsa. All right. Leeds is 10th. I like Bielsa. I like Leeds attacking football and things like that. All right. They have 1-0. Just to be clear, they have one.
Boy,
They have one.
1-0. Why?
Remember this manager of the season, eh?
Hey. Just to be clear.
They're supposed to win.
Hey, just to be clear, they have 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then you look around them. Look around them. So for perspective, look around them.
Arsenal right there, boy. That mean they're good.
Arsenal right there. Arsenal, who we saying is one of the worst teams we ever see. Right?
Hey, you said that,
season.
right?
All right, hold on. Tottenham Hotspur, who is one of the worst teams we ever see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Liverpool with
What
their
do you mean by worst team we ever see? What do you mean by worst team we ever see?
I mean, the general consensus is Mourinho had to be fired because the Spurs team was playing garbage football, not just relative to the squad, not just relative to the talent. They were actually just playing garbage football. So,
Right.
All right. The next team above that, Liverpool, who's having their worst season in 4 seasons, and they can't score. They have idea man in midfield, all kind of thing.
All right.
Okay.
Relax, man. Now.
Okay. Who's right below them? Aston Villa, Okay, so Aston Villa's had their regular season. So people are saying this is about Aston Villa level.
Yeah.
And then right below that is Wolves having one of their worst seasons because their best striker have a busted.
Yeah.
Right. So in the context of this, how much are you really rating what Leeds has been able to do in terms of saying this man has actually outmanaged the rest of the league? Because that's what manager of the season is. You're supposed to be able to now, you have outmanaged what other people are able to bring as their best, you outperform that. And
So Dre,
I can see that.
You find Bielsa reckless than Dre.
No, you see, reckless is only a bad word based on how you look at football.
So
right?
what I will say, what my opinion of Bielsa is, all right, Bielsa is refreshing in the Premier League. He is actually something that you see in Serie A very often, which is a manager, despite being on a small team, he's an identity manager. Look, I play a certain way. I don't care about So the Premier League not used to that. The Premier League used to Mendes play 4-4-2.
You see a big team sit deep.
Right. They sit deep and use their 2 big striker, and that's all they do. So all right, yes, it's refreshing. These men playing the whatever. And to be honest, they're not as reckless as people say. These men actually can defend. It's just 1-on-1, so if you beat the man,
real man.
Okay.
We want to say them, Mark. Let me hear them, Mark.
You saw him more and more like me. Trying to explain these things. I see all the skin up on the face when I talking about Leeds. All the skin up on the face.
No, I respect the views. I respect the rebuttals against Leeds. I hear your points, Mark. I hear your points, Dre. In terms of manager of the season, my perspective is not necessarily you outmanage the rest of the league, because for me, then you're supposed to either win the league or almost win the league if you do that. I will say manager of the year is what you were able to do with what you have.
But then that's always tipped against. But then that's tipped against. That's almost making it as if a team with the biggest budget and the best players must win. And even if they win, they don't get credit.
Expectation, huh?
No, but then even if they win, they don't get credit for that win then. Because
no,
somebody else with less resources get up the table or whatever.
And you judge every case on its own.
I see Gareth Bale win player of the year with 7 goals.
I see that one.
Yeah, that was
all right. So then what's the other one? Always say is Moyes. Don't get me started on that
Let
one.
me hear you now. The man come.
I want to say about Moyes.
Okay.
All right, he didn't win nothing. Right. Next point. Let me hear the next point.
Okay. So, we want to give manager of the season to...
Yes, no, How much years Moyes have in the Prem?
Ooh.
About 10 or 12.
No, not 10.
Nah. He was with Everton for some good
Everton for
amount
a
of
long
It's not 16 years you have?
And
A long
Bielsa.
time. It's a long time.
And Bielsa, just checking.
Yes.
Okay.
That's one of the top 10 coaches they will on a regular every
In
day.
the Prem.
One season.
Oh,
All right. So-
How long took have in the Prem by?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, what season you have to
Tuchel have
you
a
don't
billionaire
want-
squad.
All right. So no doubt about it. West Ham, Moyes deserves credit for. All right, when you start looking at their squad, that squad is real mid-table.
Yeah.
When you have Mikel Antonio as your star.
Hey,
striker,
don't fight the man. And he was injured this year. He didn't get to perform good.
Say if Arsenal
Every year.
gone by
Every
Arsenal big signing is Mikel Antonio, you're not gonna be happy though.
Once Arteta not there, I good.
Stop the garbage, right?
Once
you're not
Arteta
gonna be like,
not-
oh, big signing. Like you're not gonna be like,
Andre, once Arteta not there, I'll be good. Go ahead.
all right. But okay, he deserves credit for when you look at that squad. It's like, dog, that's a mid-table squad for sure.
Yeah.
All right. However, and this is where I feel as if all of we look like we millennials, unless one of us look young or look old or something. I don't know. But all of us look like millennials.
I think everybody's same age, yeah.
I find all of us, our generation, have a tendency to be very Americanized with sports. We start trying to look at stats to support what we're trying to say as the first thing. So let me talk. So kind of. So how's me talking about Bielsa, right? You watch their approach to the game, you watch their games and stuff like that. When I watch West Ham play,
Yeah.
I am unconvinced that this team, seriously, when West Ham play in Chelsea, when West Ham play in Leicester, when West Ham play in Manchester United, when West Ham play in Manchester City, Liverpool, I don't go into that game watching that game thinking West Ham is having the better game.
Right.
What I go into the game thinking is West Ham is solid at the back, so they mightn't get licks. If I watch a team and when I think about them, I'm not even thinking about what they bring into the game to win the game, and I'm thinking more about they hard to beat. That can't be a team that I go again. At least, okay. And of course, I'll preface with, this is me saying manager of the year has to outmanage the league. You have figured out a way to, with your team, beat the most teams that you could, essentially, beat them. That's not, for me, I feel as if West Ham is another team that's benefiting from, okay, you look around them, and it's teams that are flopping that have elevated what their level is. Again, who is below them? Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal. Three teams that if these men were even a little bit more serious, though, like this is a Nigerian man to say unserious. If Tottenham was just a little bit more serious, Tottenham was ahead of them for sure.
So you saying it's Jose fault then?
No. If Arteta wasn't Lego man doing his shippiness, again, higher up the league. If Everton wasn't, literally Everton has been, they're so reliant on three players. Yeah. If any of them injured, they're dead. So again, it's almost like we're using the league position. We're using the league position to say this is evidence that the man doing things, and it's like, well, actually, take a step back.
Yeah, they use the league position too, boy.
For some reason, bro. For some reason, I find we in synergy today, bro. Both you and I.
I wear blue, dog. I wear blue. That's
it has to be because based on what you
anytime you find yourself agreeing with Mark, you should check yourself.
Listen, right now I text my wife to start a bush bath for me. You can see me right now. Going, dog.
Sage.
That's going right now.
Sage easy.
Anytime you catch yourself agreeing with Mark, check yourself. You're probably wrong.
Based on what Dre is saying, you know what Dre reaching to the conclusion?
What is the conclusion?
That the manager of the season can only be between two men, Thomas Tuchel and Pep Guardiola. That's why going.
Yeah, but you yourself discount one man based on his squad. But
yeah, we have
accepting our next man. Accepting our next man because he come in half the season, but you have a squad.
So who's the next manager?
Nobody knew he had a squad in it. Nobody
So
knew
who's the next?
Tuchel
Nah,
last
no,
month.
anyway,
Nobody know he did last
I will
month.
get into that one next. So
Nobody know he had last month.
So the only other manager somebody called is Tuchel, right? I think everybody had
I
said
don't know.
either Moyes, Bielsa.
I think I need to adjust Tuchel, you know.
And I want to address Tuchel.
Do address Tuchel now? Oh, God.
Nah, I need to address
Tuchel.
I need to address Tuchel.
That don't make
No. It's a short address.
No, because OC, I would show you that the same measuring stick Trey is using here, how we going to line up, and you just come and say, you know what, Tuchel is really the manager of the season. But go ahead.
So here's the scene. So here's the scene with Tuchel, right? What Tuchel is showing, and this might be my most biased take. What Tuchel is showing is that all the hyping up of fat Frank Lampard was ridiculous. Frank Lampard come after Frank Lampard come after who he come after? Sarri? Right?
Yeah.
Frank Lampard come after Sarri. Yeah. Frank Lampard come after Sarri, and everybody couldn't wait to say finally the tyrant is gone. Look, everybody free. Look, Callum Hudson the door is the new Hazard.
He played to that thing.
Ting. You know, because the English darling too. It's an English darling too. So they had the Frank Lampard. He was a good player. Now, he's a superstar manager too. Garbage. Because again, and something I talked to Zwadi and Osei about on our side note. In all your professional life, all your professional life, when have you seen a new manager come in your job? And within 4 or 5 months, that manager has led to everybody performance being 5 times higher, and all the company is now.
Point, Andre, calm down.
So no, the point I'm making is no. What Chelsea has always been good at, if you want to give Chelsea Jack the Jacket, despite how disconnected they are, the firing managers, whatever. Chelsea is excellent at recruiting players, though. None of their players that they buy and keep, because the players that they buy that are not good, they send them out on loan. Any player that they buy that they keep, the players are spectacular players. And if that team is not performing, it is a reflection on the manager, for sure.
With the exception of De Bruyne, Lukaku.
So you have players who obviously they want to leave and they want to leave in search of first team football.
All of that was Mourinho and nonsense. So just
right. And that's players who I need to leave in search of first team football because this manager not going to play me at all. But when I'm talking about more like when Chelsea put them in the loan system, right? When they put Ruben Loftus-Cheek, where it's like, he good, he look good. Nah, Chelsea know what they're doing, dog. This man, his ceiling is not what we think it is. All right? When you step back and take a look at it, what Chelsea is exceptional at.
Yeah, loan farm was really impressive. They had like 40 men on loan that season.
Anyway,
we are way more than that.
But
army. 59.
I mean,
not sorry. I mean, Trey.
Maybe last point on this.
Yeah, Trey. I hear you, bro. But I must say, make a very poor attempt to justify Pep being the manager this season. Rather, that you lend to my arguments about Tuchel. Because I'll tell you what. Yeah, where this come down to? Like you say, the manager this season have to be a manager that outmanage the others.
Understand?
Case in point, Tuchel beat Guardiola twice already.
Yeah.
Twice already.
He lost to Lego Man, though.
He really lost, I mean, you can't really call that no loss. When they play no football, we decided, But all of Thomas Tuchel is a serious shot.
Right now.
And Mark, I only wouldn't give him because of sample size, though. To be honest.
You're correct.
So if you had a full,
I could agree with that.
If you had a full season, I could assess that differently.
Young player this season. We'll keep this down to 10 minutes, Mark.
All of us could agree it's Phil Foden. I doubt anybody saying anything else. There you go.
Is under 23 and
21.
21?
It doesn't be 21.
Who's the options, boy?
23 is too much, man.
Greenwood, Foden, Saka.
I think it's under 23 is the official, boy.
Huh? Say that again?
Under 23 is the official age, I believe.
Under 23.
Yeah.
So who's the man? Who's the man? So you have Foden, Greenwood.
Greenwood.
Mount.
Yeah.
Mount is that young?
Yeah.
Mount young boy.
Mount
Mount
is
and
about
Foden same
24,
age, bro.
Rashford as well.
I think Mount is about
Rashford
24
in
by
that too?
Ramsey, boy.
Mount,
is
I think
21.
Mount old boy.
Mount is 21, boy. Well, let's check it.
young
Somebody
boy.
check it.
Yeah.
Mount and
is
Foden didn't
22.
play on the same side. They play on the same
Mount
side.
is 22.
Mount well young.
Yeah.
Mount well young.
Yeah, they play on the same side.
Yeah, well, Mount.
Rashford
Well,
there
Mount.
too, you know.
Well, you haven't seen nothing else. Mount is my player, yeah.
You see what I tell her? You see what I tell her? This man coming to the realization, you know? Trey coming to the realization.
But you now say Phil Foden, my...
No, because let me say, because I am sure, popular consensus, I know Mendes look at different aspects of the game than me. I find Mount, because he is a critical component to what Chelsea is, and Chelsea is in our Champions League finals, Chelsea is in our FA Cup finals, Chelsea is in the top 4 at the current moment.
Keep it Prem.
Keep it Prem.
No, again, but Prem, we in the top 4 of the Prem. I am saying that Chelsea can't do what they're doing without Mason Mount. So his criticality gives me the young player of the year.
Okay. But it's not even that deep for me though. You watch football, Mount have a different level of quality than all these men. Like he really does. Like you could put him in. He's so versatile. Technical quality, touches, intelligence. He knows when to do certain things. He knows how to play for the team. He have vision. Like the man, I can't stress enough. I rate that youth man real high. And I have no numbers. I have no numbers to support
all those categories.
Yeah.
I will put Foden over him, man.
Nah.
Those categories.
No, but
we hear this me.
Good.
My how old Ruben Diaz is?
23 or something.
22 or 23. Mm-hmm.
I will go with Diaz.
Ooh,
he changed his mind.
if Ruben Diaz could be in that.
Yeah, he is. I think Ruben Diaz is 22. All of them was in the same World Cup.
Yeah, I would go with Ruben Diaz.
He's 22, good turning 23 in about 2 days.
Yeah, all of them was in the same World Cup. Foden, Mount, Diaz,
but Ruben Diaz, while world class, so I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been watching. What I've been trying to watch is I was trying to take perspective on him from people who were doing analysis on Portuguese league, and I ended up finding 2 scouts on Twitter, and I was watching their thread. And basically, a man, he was a hater. He was a hater on Ruben Diaz, right? In fairness,
I think I know what you're talking about.
He didn't want to backtrack on his stance now, but he was basically saying, no, Ruben Diaz is actually a very raw player. And people who are trying to credit him only for how better City defense was are not watching Pep Guardiola's tactical adjustments on the double pivot and things like that.
It's all Pep.
Well, of course, because he can't own up and say I was wrong, but man is not shit or whatever. But anyway, but it's interesting because it's just I watched that and I was saying, Ruben Diaz have strengths though, but at the same time,
Anyway,
I don't. Go ahead.
It's a close for me. It's a close tie between Diaz and Mount. Nah, not Foden. Yeah. I wouldn't give Foden the young player this season, but he has an exceptional season.
You know, fellas, one thing that we don't give credit for when I was analyzing Real Madrid before they play Chelsea, right? They identify Mount as not only being the key player, the key player for Chelsea. They have him as almost the key English player. That's how they have him. That is how they have him outside of England. So it's people identifying with it. And I think what's going on with English fans is they like players to play in a certain mold. I know OC's a man like that, like everybody to play what he likes to play. And that's what Foden just bring to the table, yeah. But I think Mount is an exceptional young player, but exceptional young player.
Mount is...
I think Mount will end up getting it.
Ray, where you have?
No, well, I going with the 20-year-old named Phil now. At the end of the day, you don't find much quality better than that. When you watch
Good
Phil
point,
express himself,
for the age.
Yeah. When you watch how he does express himself on the field, you wouldn't believe he's 20 years old. Yeah. And especially what he do for Pep, minus a striker. Mm-hmm. I know say he win in the league, but he wins some real key matches.
But tell me this way. If Phil Foden sit out a game, you feel City will win?
They will struggle because for a long time they didn't have a out and out striker. They will struggle in terms of scoring goals.
They will struggle.
I agree with Ray this season. I agree with Ray this season. So this season, Sterling is not doing it. So they need the dynamism of Phil Foden.
No, but fellas, we realized that Foden started to play consistency the later half of January, right?
Yeah.
And I am saying that without Mason Mount, Chelsea nowhere where they would be right now.
Without Tuchel, anyway.
Good point.
What you guys say?
Go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
I'll just give a quick point, right?
Yeah.
With Man City, the point in the season where they win the league was when they went on that unbeaten streak between December to March, and that's where Phil Foden would have come in. They went on.
Young Gundo.
I would say it's Gundo. I would say it was Gundo in that period.
Gundo did. He filled in well for De Bruyne. But at that point, those tweaks were he made. Gundo and Phil. That 15-match winning streak.
Yeah,
that's an unbeaten winning streak.
Yeah.
And those guys was just bringing it home. And with Mahrez, of course, when he gets in the team, because he was real dog in Mahrez, but Phil boy, he loved Phil.
Bro, you're sounding profound there. But I just saying, Chelsea shit without Mount on the pitch. And I think that
it's how you look at it. It's two equally good arguments in my opinion, because you go in from my entire season perspective.
Yeah.
Chelsea on the whole. Yeah, and really looking at the winning streak. When was the most important run for City? You know?
Like I can't really articulate it good enough, but it's like there's something when you're watching them play. So I find Phil Foden talent reminds me of Mason Greenwood talent, where it's definitely a high level, right? But there's a part of them that's almost like there's a one trick, like they fall into this box. So if the game doesn't fit that skill set, they can't really impact it. Where Mason Mount for me have like a wider, like the man could impact any game though. Anyway, I ain't trying to fight on anything though. So what's it you have?
So on February 22nd at 9:26 a.m. Asked me, you rate Foden? And I proceeded to say, boy, I don't rate that man at all, though. and since then, the man has astonished me, though. I watching this man under pressure. And you know what I like? I like handle. I see this.
Yeah.
I say nobody could really take the ball from the man, though. I tell them, man, boy, this man make me eat my words, you know why?
The man good. 20 years, he real good.
Man come on a pivotal time for City. Like I say, Sterling, like I don't know, Sterling need a bush back.
Big time.
Stage, right? The man fully, the man look like a full international at 20 though. Mature, handles, everything.
Oh, you talking about Foden?
Foden. I rate Mount highly, but my player season for making me a believer is Phil Foden. My young player.
I can't fight it. But Mount had a maturity in the game, boy. I don't know.
And for Guardiola to come out and say he don't need to sign nobody to replace Silva because he has Foden.
Hey, Guardiola is lie, boy.
Yeah, but
Guardiola's come out and say, oh, this man is the best.
He's lie, boy.
I say at the time
but he didn't go behind nobody to replace Silva.
But what I'm saying, Guardiola would that's not about it.
But Mark, to something you said about Real Madrid scouting at Chelsea.
Yeah.
For me, this is why I rate Mount. For me, when I watch Chelsea play, you see when Mount get the ball, I just feel frightened for the next team. And that is how I know a player have the impact.
And it's anyway, dog. It don't matter if you playing wing, center, in a double pivot. It don't matter, dog.
He's a dangerous center player. When he get the ball, he can make things happen. Foden, not so much. When he get the ball, he ain't really feeling that fear, when he coming at you. But, that's why in terms of player, of the season young player, I would put Mount over Foden in terms of that.
But Ruben Diaz is your boy.
I'll go with Ruben.
I didn't know you
he had a real good impact, boy.
Yeah, he young. He playing the same World Cup with us.
But Mark, if it wasn't for that transfer ban, you feel we'd have seen Mason Mount in that first team?
It wasn't for Frankie Lampard, no.
It was for Lampard.
If it wasn't for Frankie Lampard, no.
Daddy Lampard.
When the transfer ban come in and all, you couldn't buy nobody.
Daddy Lampard.
Brother,
Daddy
what are
Lampard.
you talking about?
But
Listen,
Andre,
Lampard is
Daddy
not there.
Lampard.
Lampard is not there right now, and Mason Mount is the man.
He's not there
but what Ray asking if we don't ever know him? And I am saying,
let me tell you quite simply.
Chelsea men,
I will tell you quite simply.
Mount, yeah.
No, but listen, fans could think so. Fans thought he was Lampard's son and all kind of shipping us because they wasn't watching anything. But any coach that go and watch him on training, go and pick Mount first every time.
But I'll tell you
every time.
Dre, I watch him Mason Mount since he was 16 years
Like
in the
yourself.
academy. I watch him
Like
going
yourself.
I watch him play for Vitesse. I watch him play for Derby. I watch him in all the loan spells. We always wanted Mount to play, you know. That was
That's the one thing.
Chelsea,
Chelsea men was the only men who know Mount.
Yeah, Chelsea man. But the only thing is, what I sure is that Sarri didn't want him. I'm sure about that.
Sarri
the
do.
last episode, I tell you why.
Sarri do like young players.
Hold on.
He's not interested in the players.
Let me move on, guy. Let me move on, guy. Let me move on.
You're not interested in players from what?
Let me move
from the academy. Remember,
Yeah,
that is why
he's not fond of young players.
I will bet you money. Anyway, I wish I could bet you money, but we can't go back in time.
Let me move on. Right? Play of this season.
Bruno.
Status of my mark.
Bruno. Candidates, right?
He's a player this season, Mark.
Boy, my player this season, fellas, I come out of the box. I'm going to do something that I never do before.
What is that?
Harry Kane, man. I never rate a man from Tottenham. But I see Harry Kane literally pick up Tottenham when Tottenham is a mess and cry them on the big English shoulders, boy.
I know more.
Right? Outside of that, Bruno Fernandes. I would give those two players the credit they deserve in this season. But Harry Kane for me.
Okay, fair enough. It's me.
Fair enough.
Give us time.
Say that again?
Somebody else go.
Take him some time.
I was always going to say Harry Kane, Bruno there, no. But Harry Kane, I tell you, Harry Kane had me frightened in the early parts of the season. When he started rack up them assists, I don't know my boy had the assist record. And fast striker doing that. Doing both jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right now, the highest amount of assists goals. With one more one from that. Just Tottenham is real failure.
I'll tell you what more I want is, so if you think about, all the fellas try to remember, before Manchester United signed Bruno, what was the situation at Manchester United?
Yeah, well.
It was real mama guy for Ole at the wheel. It was real mama guy. It was real mama guy for Pogba because it's Mourinho and he's still up there. Right? It was talk you're seeing the fellow who hates him. What's his name? Boy, Graham Souness.
Souness, yeah.
Every chance he gets, he's saying, look at what is Pogba doing in this play and thing, right? So before Bruno, Manchester United had an issue with the problem like Pogba. Where to put him? Is he a number 10? Is he do we play 4-3-3? How do we play Fred and McTominay? How do we play Matic? Whatever. Literally one signing, though. One signing. Literally one player.
We're saying about Harry Maguire.
I don't think nobody can say anything bad about Bruno, to be honest.
One signing and all of a sudden, them fellas is number 2 in the league. Them fellas having a late push for pushing and thing, and now
but
is the best
number
manager.
2 last year, though, you know?
Huh?
Remember, man, you just have that jingle, eh? They didn't finish number 2 last year?
Number 3. It was City was number 2.
Yeah, City was sorry, but for some reason, I don't know. Ole don't play football and just reach up on the table. I'm not sure what he's doing.
What he does
is the attack, boy.
I don't know.
Manchester United come to last season.
Yeah. They just be up there, but even without Bruno, they're more or less in the same position.
No, the speed of the attack, we see how much penalties them fellas winning. The defenses. No, the defenses simply can't handle them. They can't handle them.
I literally told my brother, when Man U not playing anything in that first half weekend, I say, Bruno go and score a penalty and no come back and win. I tell him that.
What happened, boy?
Bruno score penalty is 3-1, yes. I like.
But for the man who's watched Man U play, I hardly watch Man U this season.
I was valid on the thing, boy.
How influential Bruno is on the team and how they play?
Well, for me to be fit, my eye test for the last, I'm not sure how many games, I find Bruno real fade though. I find his influence on the team real fade.
So hold on, I just remember something.
Yeah, talk.
Bruno came in. I think Bruno came in January, at the end of the last season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's when he went on a record of having most goals and assists in the league and all kind of things. So even them finishing. So watch the season before. Watch when he wasn't there at all. They come 7th.
Okay.
They come 7th, and then he come and then he finished the season, the COVID season. He finished the end of it with like, I don't know. I think it was double digits, everything already in half a season. And then he carried that form into the new season.
But I'll tell you something, Jay. I think you're making a compelling argument for Bruno being Man U player this season, bro.
Nah,
for some reason, I just look at Man U and Bruno critical to the way they play. But
that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, he's absolutely critical to the way they play. But I am telling you, Tottenham Hotspur this year, the way they play, they'll be facing relegation. They'll be the next Schalke. They'll be Schalke. They'll be Schalke. You see what Harry Kane do? I see Harry Kane making shuttles whole game, nothing. No service.
I can agree with this. I can agree with this.
One chance assist. I tell you, out of 10. So I think Harry Kane, boy. Harry Potter, how they get boy.
Harry Potter, boy. My player this season, I'm watching the league position, but I want to name that matter. Based on stats, how they give Harry, boy. The reason why I see Harry do something now, and you tell me I'm mad for this. Like, I never see him assist like this, boy.
Well,
he used to real assist before. I never see Harry.
Yeah, you still assist.
I never see Harry like this.
Barely.
I see the man connecting the play like...
Fellas, no, man.
Right, so what I'm telling you, Andre, I never see him like this, right? I used to see him connecting the play. I see him...
Let me go and pull up stats.
Harry Kane dropping.
Good.
Making the play for Son. Son scoring 17 goals. Harry Kane has probably about 10 of that.
So what I was saying is, just remember when Dele Alli was hot shit?
Yeah.
Who was assisting him?
I have no idea.
It was Harry Kane was assisting Dele Alli.
I don't think Harry ever passed an assist.
You're probably stats there. But
no, so so I know he never had this high of the numbers.
Yeah, they're real high.
But he always had in his game. He just dropped back and hit ball for men.
I never noticed that.
And that was part of the play with
He might have get the pre-assist.
He might have get the pre-assist, yeah.
Because when I check the stats, and then you might see like 2 assists for the season, but you have a bag of goals.
Boy, that man said score goals, boy. And that's the next point. Harry Kane is goals, though. No matter how much season now he up there, about 20, about 5. Boy, Harry Kane is goals.
Now somebody was saying earlier who's England best talent or superstar or whatever. Now he's the one. He's definitely their most, like, he is a superstar, bona fide best player. Any league, any team will be better with Harry Kane.
Well, you want to see him go?
I think he'll go to Napoli. Well, I was saying Manchester, but now they went and re-signed Cavani. So I really don't know where he'll go now.
Yeah. I feel like he's probably the last of a generation of players who wouldn't really just leave to chase a title. I think he's a man might stay and sink with the ship, boy.
I ain't feel so now, boy.
Nah. And now remember, he can pass right and come at the end of the season.
True.
Because City will cry horse. That wickedness, though.
I help in there. But
I was, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, me. Doctor.
For me, it is between 2 men, Bruno and Harry.
Yeah.
I'll go with Bruno.
Right.
Just because of what he has done for Manchester United.
Right.
and helping them to be second on the table. That's the only
boy,
reason.
Not even just helping them be second. Ole is still in our job, dog. And they're building.
You go save that argument, Andrew. Save that argument.
All right.
You know what I give Bruno? He's the first player I've seen a long time have a mentality similar to Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Portuguese.
That winning mentality. Yeah.
No,
have that.
And what I like about and what I like about Bruno. So what I like about Bruno too is, so say your favorite player Ronaldinho. Your favorite player Ronaldinho. You remember, it's like I was watching some old highlights of Ronaldinho because sometimes you just forget how men used to really be. So what the game used to have, and it actually changed. Men used to try real low percentage things though. So Ronaldinho used to try
real low percentage.
And it come off, it do come off, and and he do smile, and everybody laugh too. Right. Bruno is one of the few players that's actually tried things that are very low percentage. So if you look at so even if you were to go try to look up his numbers, you would see like he has a lot, like his
he passes, he short pass or he forward pass.
Like he accuracy percentage or whatever, it's probably low. Because he trying all kind of thing. You'll try the outside of the foot pass here, you'll try the scoop ball here, you'll try thing, and it's not gonna work. But then when it needs to come off, it's coming off.
So fellas,
when he needs to go ahead.
I'll tell you why I'll shake your head.
Yeah.
Because fellas, let us not be so easily to be convinced. Right? Well, I know the theory of functionalism. We know about functionalism, right? Where everything have an equal and opposite and an equal role in making something function, right?
Right.
Good. That's the broad definition of functionalism. Okay. Right? That's the broad definition of theory. I am saying, while we giving all our credit to Bruno, just remember what Marcus Rashford starts looking like this season.
9 and 10.
Right? And his goal contributions, right?
9 and 10.
Goal contributions, not goals.
9 and 10.
Right? Let us also remember the impact Edson Cavani had since coming into the team.
Yeah, but
right? Them late contributions into the game. Right? Let us also remember the improvement that we see from Pogba in the late part of the season. Now, juxtapose this to Tottenham Hotspur. Who on the field? This was probably Son's worst season.
17 and 11.
Listen, fellas.
You finally went off.
Fellas.
And you know what? Just like last time, it's when you take your drink, I don't know what you're sipping though. It's come back and say something.
Juice and white too.
Mark, you're doing good enough.
Was that assess me? Like you by me, man.
I know you, man. We lime plenty, man.
Fellas, what I'm doing, man, come on, man. I don't know. I must have. I am saying that yes, Son have 17 and 11. Let us put it into context.
What's the context?
Son and Hurricane on a team by themselves.
Yeah.
They have little to no goal contributions coming from
how much he has now. For how much he has now.
No, but I am saying when Pot was there, the team still had an identity. The team was playing, building football to something in it. I am telling you that we look at a totally abject Tottenham Hotspurs or Hotspur.
Hotspur.
Right. We look at a totally abject team. We look at a team with nothing going for them. They don't have a part of the pitch looking good. I am saying that Man U still have some system, something that working.
What was Man U before Bruno?
Yeah, but it was Rashford alone. But now Bruno come and Rashford.
It was Pogba and Rashford. It was Pogba, Rashford, Martial, all this.
Yeah, Martial is the thing we don't speak about.
We
that's for good reason.
We said going into
Ole?
But yeah, that good season last season.
Impact Ole had on Man U. Did he really have an impact on Man U?
Who's that?
Yes.
Ole.
So I don't know if did you ever go find
Man U?
Did you ever go find in the chat when I did say how I think Ole will actually make it? Did you ever find it or you never find it?
I want to go back in the who done it chat day.
Is a chat historian?
Yeah, boy, he's a man be pulling out. He's a man pulling out screenshots, you know.
I don't pull it up, boy. I don't pull
You
it
must come
up.
back and say, look, this is what you say on
Man,
February
shot
2nd.
me tonight, boy.
Yeah, the man of that chat
Yes,
story.
really. He talked that 926 talk. February what?
Exactly.
I know we had to be careful with him
Yeah, I
now.
don't want to try saying.
Watch me, I'll be real careful with this man, you know.
February 20th.
So,
Boy.
You see, I call on myself too, so I'm fair.
So if you have like Smee was giving credit to Bielsa. So Bielsa is one end of the spectrum of coaches where it's a philosophy coach.
Yeah.
It don't matter who you're playing a certain way, whatever. The other end of the spectrum is a man manager coach. So they're not heavy on no philosophy, but what they're good at is getting men to believe and get their best on thing. So I think Ole is showing himself to be a real good man manager though. So he is getting especially like I can't stress enough. Watch Luke Shaw, and that is incredible. It is. So I've told
to be honest, Luke always had potential.
Nah, him out. So I still say this. I don't really believe. This is my mark take here. I don't really believe players is actually get much better. So when you see a player at 17 years old, what you're seeing right there, they will get out of their game. They will get rid of the things that's very wasteful or the things that they're not really as good at. They get rid of that. More efficient, but their ceiling doesn't go up. So Raheem Sterling will always be a player that can't finish. He will always be that player.
Except for that one season.
Dog, he still can't finish. Even in that season, he should have 45 goals.
True.
But he scored 22. Right?
True.
So you watch who we talking about? You watch Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw genuinely looks like a different player to me. So granted, I didn't watch him at Southampton. I didn't.
No, but I don't think many people do.
So the only Luke Shaw I saw was
at Southampton.
But the only Luke Shaw I saw was, okay, who am I seeing at Manchester United? Who am I seeing get a little sweat for England here, whatever. Okay. I watching this man now, and the man body shape when he taking on men. So I don't know if all you remember Maicon properly.
Yeah. Right?
So Maicon had a thing where
Italian man, eh?
And even you know who have it too? It's technical dribbling. It's technical dribbling. So you're not doing fan and thing, but you know how to catch a man flat-footed with your body shape and thing, whatever. So the man who's doing real good right now is Marcos Alonso at Chelsea. If you watch how he's take on men, he's not very fast. He ain't had no sort of skill and thing. He could do a whip-whap, but he knows how to catch men flat and get past them and get you crossing, get you shot in, he arrives right, whatever. Luke Shaw is doing that out of nowhere though. For me,
out of nowhere, boy.
I'm saying out of nowhere for me because I never see it. Yeah. So all of a sudden, this man, you're watching him this year, and there is no question he's the best left back in the league.
Fellas, I never know. Just for the record, I never know Alonso used to get past people ever. All
right. Continue, Dre. Continue.
Anyway, but and that for me is all right. He is the best example of look at what good man management get out of a player. And then you just look, Manchester United doesn't have tactics. I don't care. So this is where me and Zwali will argue. You can watch a tactical team and see what they're doing. Even if you're not a man that went and got a UEFA license, you could watch a team and know when it's a tactical team. They know how to advance the ball a certain way. They know how to drop in a certain way. It doesn't look all disjointed and dependent on AWB doing
individual.
Right. AWB is how to do a cartwheel and skate tackle at the same time to stop things happening and thing. Then you have what's his name? McTominay looking like Guile from Street Fighter just big, right? So when you look at Manchester United, you can tell there are no tactics. But what you're seeing for sure is he is getting the maximum out of all the players. Harry Maguire playing solid.
Yeah, he come on in the second half. Very solid.
Lindelof still weak, but he playing solid. Yeah. AWB cannot attack, but he's still playing solid.
Yeah, good
he getting the absolute best out of two real basic blue collar men as Bailey say. Labourer. He getting the best out of McTominay and Fred.
So you're going for that Labourer now? Anyway, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
But then you watch now, okay, fair enough. He did sign a bona fide superstar. So Bruno really is a different level. So he signed a superstar. And he gets the best out of Pogba, who all you don't know, but I don't rate Pogba because I find he have a He have a Mickey Mouse mentality.
Lazy.
So if you want to talk about men to say Neymar have Mickey Mouse mentality, Pogba have a Mickey Mouse mentality for me. And he's getting the best out of Pogba. He's getting Pogba to not do...
Mendy, boy?
Huh?
Benjamin Mendy.
Man injured, man. But you get something.
I don't.
Anybody else take that Ole there?
I have a take on Ole.
Who scored them goals to Man U, boy? Man U has 68 goals.
Yeah.
Bruno
and Rashford. And then
between 9 or something.
Between Cavani and Greenwood, they probably put up 20 in the end here. In these last 15 games.
I tell him Bruno is a big part of a function, and that's my take on Bruno. I am saying this. If you ask me what Ole does bring to the team, I am telling you, Ole don't bring nothing but joy. Right? when you look at our sweat, to me, you know that. And our sweat is some of the highest moments of quality you'll ever see. And you know why? Because men playing unrestricted and everybody good. And guess what? The better men will tell you next man who can attack, hey, you defend. So I feel, in my mind, on that pitch, Bruno say, hey, what's your name, boy? Wan-Bissaka, you stay right there, but you don't come up.
Yet again, I do not disagree, though.
Hey, nothing. Nobody can tell you how man you just play yet. Not the most avid man can tell you.
Philosophy.
No, and that was one of the reasons.
Because men just go on the pitch and sweat. They just have fun. We got nice and say, hey, you see that choke there by the iron nice choke by hey. We don't come and tell a man, hey, joke it with me there by and you think that's how this go. That's my honest take on.
Okay, even if they're doing joke that you cannot get if the man management is not right. So all these men have bought into the idea of now we have to do this thing because we're going to think this thing as a team, we're going to win and thing. Because, listen, it's very night and day for me. Night and day. You watch Pogba before? Pogba is a man, is about Pogba. You want to hold the ball and beat 3 men, do a 2-fan angle, lose the ball. Pogba used to be getting stripped all the time in that season when they come 7th.
Men are more recently.
He's taking on men in the right areas. He's taking on men in the right areas.
I am saying it's still about Pogba. Pogba realized, listen, we bring in a high percentage man here, Bruno. We're doing things. I need to secure a move away from here. I could end up in the doggies.
All they need to notice this. When guys' contract coming up, the level does raise.
That's what I'm telling you. Pogba know he don't end up in the doggies. I think Pogba raised his level. Because why? According to big city guys, they're big on your sense. He don't know what's going on.
Ray, I think to say what Ole there was?
Well, basically, as somebody would have put it earlier, he's a very good man manager. And he getting the best out of those guys. Rate the attack very highly. The pace I just see the running at defenses with, sometimes it's unreal. And it just shows in the fact that, he having Pep Guardiola number every time they meet up. Pep Guardiola don't know what to do with him.
You know why?
That is
why.
He will beat Pep because they do have a strategy. How Pep could plan for a man that don't even know what he's going to do on the pitch? All this fella is literally just pick a side. This fella just pick a side, innit?
That's tactics, though. That's tactics. That's what Zadi will say. That's a tactic, too.
I think he taken a page out of Alex Ferguson's book that Manchester United fears nobody. That is how they just play, fearless. They run at you.
No. Against top 6 opponents, they drop back on it. They drop back and just try to shoot the ball over the top.
To be fair,
in the early, they couldn't get results from the top 6.
Yeah.
I respect that. But when I watch them, how they attack you, it reminds me of Manchester United of long time. Like they just coming at you wave after wave after wave, and something had happened.
That's Arsenal, and I feel you're talking specific to when they play Arsenal. I know it was against.
Here this about Man U. This might be the one tactic. You see, away from home counter attack.
Yeah, drop and kick the ball up.
Good at that, though. You kill off men with that. Really good. When they're home and they have more possession, they're less effective.
Fellas, on the top part, I pitch a 400-meter runners. Come on, let's be real.
I mean, in my opinion, they are an exceptional counter-attacking team, and they need to embrace that. There's a part of me that hates that football is so romantic about total football that a team.
I was going to just influence. I'm looking for the word. I was going to insist that Arsenal do have identity for the past couple of seasons.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I was going to insist that Arsenal do have identity for the past couple of seasons. I was going to insist that Arsenal do have identity for the past couple of seasons. I was going to insist that Arsenal do have identity for the past couple of seasons. what I have grown accustomed to, what I fell in love with Arsenal for, you have not seen that in years. And Rush does just be bringing back all these old memories and me wanted to shed that tear.
Bro,
I think Rush is a real disrespectful channel for that.
Bro, Ray, this afternoon, after the sweat between Chelsea and Arsenal with that today, right? I had on my TV, bro. And they had some Arsenal segment running. And you know why I cooking and I watch back and I say, wait, Arsenal was actually a football team. Imagine, I tell you, the average, but OC, the average youth man in Form 5 in secondary school in Trinidad right now, win no Arsenal play, no kind of football on it. No, that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
Arsenal has so much fans. You wouldn't believe it, but because of the result, men go quiet.
The last time I see Arsenal play any kind of football that excite me was when this boy was there.
You Walcott?
Nah,
Jack Wheelchair?
Sanchez.
Alexis, okay.
When Alexis had that season.
Bro, today Chelsea literally play against Arsenal and I feel disrespected in it. I'll tell you why, I'm coming out to that confession here today. As a Chelsea man, we could have always accept that Arsenal just have a nicer brand than we. We always know that Arsenal had the little triangles, the plane and that kind of thing. We don't like them. So here what we used to say, the soft. And we used to bully them in it.
Bully.
Right.
Yeah.
But boy, today here now, you see 90 minutes of a team playing no football.
First half, it was 63 to 30% possession. Second half was 72 to 38.
Chelsea dominated so much?
They squeeze out our result, boy.
Yeah.
And it's a big era, you know, bro. Big era. Big era.
George.
Big George. But here this now. Let me get my Man U take.
Let me hear them.
Well, my Ole take. I really have no Ole take, you know. To be honest. Every time, that's why I asked man about Bruno in the beginning. Because every time I happen to watch Man U play, whether it's a little Europa, a league game, a FA or something, I haven't seen any kind of football to warrant Man United being second. You know, I just don't see it. I don't see Bruno exceptionally doing stuff.
Yeah, recently.
And I don't see Manchester United with any kind of football to say they're threatening for the title. So to be honest, to be honest, I had to go with what Dre say in that it have to be man management. It has to be that he get in the players' head and he have them just playing for the badge. You know?
We say you have vibes?
Yeah, it's all vibes. But the part where I get cut off is they are a counter-attacking team. And if they embrace that, though, they would actually be even more devastating. Like if they were to, I'm saying, embrace it the way, and I hate to talk about Mourinho again,
Mourinho at Real.
Embrace the Real Madrid Jose, embrace the Inter Milan Jose. Embrace it. Where look, you sit deep. What you have is I have good defense when we have two blocks. Sit them back. I have good wing backs. Well, they have one good wing back, and then I have real talent in the front line. The front line, I have men who gonna be killers, and just do that. And that's their best game I watched this season was against City, the second one I think. Right? How they play in that game was a high quality game of look, City cannot handle when they coming back out, and they have Rashford out wide, and they have Bruno hitting them, pinging them balls all over. It was devastating.
What that game ended up? How much?
They went 2-1 or something.
It wasn't
2-0.
No.
Or was it? I can't remember. But they win.
They win. But me, you feel no how that you didn't see that in Man U. I don't even think Man U fans see it. I tell you, Man U is the only team that is forever be second.
Listen to me.
And in every corner you talk to a Man U fan, all of them are only out there.
Nah.
No, they don't want him out now. They don't want him out.
No, brother.
They wanted him out, but not now.
Wanted him out, no.
Brother, I thought Arsenal fans was the worst.
Nah, man, we are so bad.
Listen, Manchester United fans. Listen, if you listen to them, man, they swear to Wan-Bissaka is like the best right back in the world, you know? They watch you right now straight in your face and say, they watch you straight in your face and say, oh yeah, he has improved so much offensively, dog. He's one of the best now. And
No.
One could just tackle.
And he's
That's
very
what he
quick.
did.
He's very quick.
Yeah, he could tackle.
So let me go and mark home in the bridge. Did Chelsea do a complete turnaround? Is everybody convinced by Tuchel?
Complete turnaround.
That's what I'm gonna say. Complete turnaround, you're saying, bro.
Complete turnaround for them money bags to spend in one transfer market.
I can't give a complete analysis at Chelsea right now.
Right.
Because I'll tell you this. What I'm sure is that Tuchel come and parameter to the madness. Right? I think Dre break it down good when Dre say that the transfer policy of the club is a standalone thing. Yeah. You realize now that it's not necessarily a coach thing.
Was only transfer lady.
Marina.
Yeah. You realize it's not really a coach thing. So the club is investing in certain players.
Yeah.
And I don't think Lampard had the experience nor the know-how at the point in time to get it done. So we're seeing that Tuchel putting something in place. But when you say a
point cricket, and that is one thing I think Ole does do better than young managers. He has get results when he need to. Anyway, go ahead, man.
Yeah. Remember, man, you have a Obiato, but we won't talk about that this week. But I just saying that when I say a turnaround, bro, I think a turnaround is strong. Because although Frank was 10th on the table, he was doing good in Europe. But we really wasn't defending at all. So, yes, he like I say, I think it's more that he put a proper structure in place, given the players he have, rather than I would say a turnaround. Right? If we win the Champions League, trust me, you can't talk to me again. If we win the Champions League,
if only win that double out, I ain't going to hide in the Chelsea, man. Gonna be sick, man.
Yes, I know. I would be honest with you. I would go in overtime, extra time if we win that double. So,
you do watch along now, man.
Champions League, boy.
You would call. Go ahead.
Yes, me.
No, I was gonna say I will get more respect for the Champions League if they go back to how they used to be.
What do you mean?
Whole European Cup format.
Top four only?
The champions only.
Oh, just the champions
format?
Only. Huh?
Almost the ESL format.
ESL, yeah. Nah, but to be honest, Champions League is luck of the draw, you know. To be honest. I mean,
Champions League is money, though.
Yeah, it's money and it's luck of the draw. It's at the end of the day who you come up against. It depends on the form of the team you're coming up against.
Yeah.
It could have the best team in Europe and you never get to play them. You end up, in the finals with them and it's football played on the day. You don't know what happened.
You're correct. And some teams just live for that knockout football like Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe that too much, fellas.
I don't really rate Champions League again, man.
I don't really feel too many times, like, a lot of better teams lose. That don't really happen that often, though, to be honest. In terms of, nothing, like, a lot of times we think a team better, they have possession. Like, your possession, will you actually play in a better game today? And, most times I think, for the most part, the better team is win, though.
I will always rate a league over knockout football. Knockout football is a different.
I like Italian to the heart.
I like knockout.
No, but when you understand football, you understand that it takes time for certain things to get done. It takes time for the cream of the crop to rise to the top.
I don't want to hear that. Man.
But I don't like that because then. All right, a league strength is very hard to gauge. Like, I will tell you, my opinion, English league was real garbage. Just like that whole time Alex Ferguson was dominating, it was garbage. The whole time.
No, but if you take any champions of Europe, we put them in our league to play. I think that would, think that would be much better. You see, knockout football has a dynamic to it, and then you have form. You're taking the form on the day. Form the weeks leading up to the game.
That's when men like Jose could come true because they know how to play 2 games. Anyway.
Exactly. Tyrell dynamics. But let me come back on topic.
Ray, what you had to say about Chelsea complete turnaround with Tuchel?
Well, boy, At first, I was looking out to see if it's just a honeymoon period.
Yeah.
The man showed that he have a plan. Just in terms of how well the defense became, and he just started to get results almost instantly.
Yeah.
Even though he drew his first game, after that, results instantly.
Real good results. I'll give him that.
Yeah. Key results.
And they have a brand, boy. They have a brand.
Mm-hmm.
They're moving the ball out of defense.
Yeah.
Real good.
And
I think
almost sorry ball the shot. Sorry, Mark. Sorry,
bro, you're correct, eh?
No, sorry, I real sorry.
Mark.
I am saying,
Mark.
I real sorry, buddy.
Mark, you do not have the same, and go ahead, though.
But me disliking sorry and accepting the truth.
You could credit the work. He do
That's
something.
right. And
if Jack is Jack,
I could tell you.
How long I say in this way?
Listen,
how much time you agree in the group?
How long I say in this way, Mark?
Fellas, all right, let me say it again so that we clear about where I'm going.
Say it again.
Sorry,
record this time.
nothing, right? Sorry, nothing. But if it's one thing I'm sure about, and looking at how Tuchel is playing football, you see that playing out at the back and building the play straight from the keeper to the back. That is one Tuchel thing. That is one sorry thing that Tuchel.
Yesterday at 1:02 p.m. Sorry, nothing by.
But I'll
sorry
nothing.
But
I'll tell you this. Tuchel is do it. But Tuchel, I think Tuchel is do it in a less rigid way. This man,
February 4th. Sorry, nothing's me. Anyway.
Oh God,
it's as simple as dog. I hate to say it, but it's as simple as the players have changed, though. The profile of players have changed. If Tuchel came in when Willian and Hazard was there, he was getting fired too.
Yeah.
In a year.
Dre, you remember what we were talking about?
I think we agreed on this. We
did agree that Chelsea have trainable players right now. Just today, prior to the Arsenal game, I hear the commentary on BN Sport saying the same thing. That the thing that part of the reason for Tuchel's success is that he have players that willing to take the training. When you have Mount and you have them young players,
and they have the foundation, so now they could get trained on different things. If you have a man like Hazard is probably one of the hardest coaches to coach, you know.
He's a
hardest players to coach, you know.
Yeah.
What do you call it? A Bronco?
Is that what you call that?
No, one call it. You had to train the wild.
Yeah.
In the wild.
He's a problem. He's a problem.
But what do you think?
Tuchel's pay pay fine attention to detail.
Yeah.
You notice that when he came in, they were showing the little things he was doing just to improve the squad. And then you stop seeing that, but you just see improvement as well.
Yeah, correct.
What do you think caused the defense to be so stable in these last 15 games, last 16 games?
For who, Chelsea?
Chelsea, yeah, they had like...
Well, the games are not Tuchel?
Yeah, the defense.
No, we have two things.
What improve it?
Again, Tuchel came and add structure to something. Right?
Yeah.
I think Lampard was attempting to play a 4-3 with players that don't necessarily
Liverpool beat them and
fit that. The players that necessarily don't fit that profile, and I'll tell you how. We didn't have the midfield players, including Kante, that has the discipline to play a positional structure the entire game. Now, I remember saying something in the group, and George telling me, boy, that's how Kante is played. And the video that I sent you last night to me was just showing how Tuchel is actually coached that. Because you're seeing that the press that Kante was making, you're seeing Billy Gilmore doing it, right? And it's that organization that Tuchel bring to the side that was lacking. And I think Tuchel actually capitalized, and I think he understood that Christensen on his own, he just tend to get bullied. Zuma on his own will go crazy. And
Zuma don't get sweat though.
Huh?
Yeah,
Zuma don't get sweat though.
He played today.
He also have a strong relationship with Thiago Silva.
Yeah, you see, that Thiago Silva is like having a presence of himself on the pitch. And that's why Thiago Silva, in between whoever is the other defenders there, I think it's
Rudiger.
because it's a very structured person.
Rudiger, both of them being German, he could communicate with them effectively. So those two in the back, solid.
No,
I'll just reiterate again. I'll reiterate one more time. So make no mistake. No, make no mistake. Tuchel is reaping the benefits of them two Italians.
Everything.
But then listen, my boy Smee will know. My boy Smee will know Italian teams pre-season and how much work they do on tactics of how the whole team moves defensively and thing. Dog, I am watching Chelsea and how they play, and it's reminding me of Mazzarri at Napoli 10 years ago, dog.
And Gasperini.
It's reminding me of Gasperini at Genoa 15 years ago, dog. Like, it's just, how Italian teams are set up when they're doing their 3-5-2, 3-4-3, whatever, how them teams is move together, dog. You're seeing the same thing. So
let me springboard off what you said, Dre, and this is my fear for Chelsea, and that is why I tentative on judging Tuchel.
All right, and I'll say that too just now. Go ahead.
I want to see if they would sustain it. Not the form, not the winning,
the formation,
but the structure, that structured, disciplined way of playing football. I want to see if Tuchel could sustain that with him. And then I will give a proper assessment.
But I'll tell you this. I think Tuchel learned from that Paris Saint-Germain experience.
Yeah, he will.
When the players too big.
He will.
When you have players that are too big, and when you give them the opportunity to play free, there's get disobedient. So I think he learned from that whole Neymar thing.
Oh, I understand where you're coming from.
Tuchel himself, in an interview with Chelsea TV, said that he learned from his experiences at PSG, and he intends to be successful here.
He's a smart guy.
Hold on, what you just say?
Tell them how much better midfield than PSG.
Chelsea midfield.
I don't know what you know.
Paredes, Verratti, and who?
I find Chelsea have a better midfield.
But what I was going to say too, what I believe he brought instantly is two things. Structure, three things: structure, organization, and inspiration. I believe people underestimating that with him. You could see the relationship he have with the players.
Have a pepism tip.
He has inspired Chelsea players to believe they could play football.
Players
look happier. Now I will say Lampard probably Lampard effect probably caused that. It seems like as though they were let free.
Tuchel said that. Tuchel in his interview on today's Wednesday, Monday, Tuchel was saying that people don't give Lampard enough credit in it. Because Lampard had these young players training harder than he ever see anybody train. This is why. He said this is why the team is the fittest team in the league. And
right on. But that's him being Pep. That's him doing Pep, my guy with the Russian, with the German accent. He trying to do a little thing there.
But Tuchel had inspired them fellas. I don't know. He get them fellas to believe in what he want to do, boy.
Nah, I don't agree with the last one. That last thing with the inspire, I think this is kind of like, remember I say Ole was the anti-Mourinho.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
He's the anti-Lampard.
He's the anti-Lampard because Lampard was doing this thing where he think he's top. He's a top coach now. So he could go in the media and battle players and say, oh, they need to do more. They need to do much better. Ting. He doing all this thing in the media. And if you listen to somebody, so Jorginho is the one who slip up the most and say the most.
Yeah.
So Jorginho spill and say, Lampard didn't know what the hell he was doing. This basically.
Lampard was too inexperienced.
He's a little too inexperienced for this time.
No, but Dre, I agree with you, And before Mark had come in there, I was going to say, I believe the reaction the players given to Tuchel is due to Lampard's effect on the team, negative effect.
Yeah.
That was my point before, I believe the players now see that they have a real coach. They have a coach who knows what he's doing.
That's true.
Is the signings are key to it? The signings are key to, as you said, Dre. The signings are very pivotal. Right?
It's true. Like there's no obviously there's no questioning what they have is a real coach now. So
yeah.
they were able to, in literally 2 weeks, say, all right, yeah, I understand. We've been through this before. We know what the drill is with how we're supposed to. We understand what you're looking for. He put the right personnel on. He dropped the man that's garbage.
Yeah, and
he did the cutthroat thing that
it's how fast he do it. It's how fast he did it, Dre. The time span.
Think about who get dropped. Who get dropped?
Who get dropped?
Look, the man who get dropped is the man who's not a football man, though. It's as simple as that, except one exception. There's a favoritism with Timo. He had to play Timo. I think they leave a note for him saying,
hey, part of his contract was to get Timo to score goals.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because that is what Chelsea is.
But the man who get dropped?
Money.
Hey, you want to know who get dropped? Or?
Who get dropped, bro?
Zuma, Reese.
Reese didn't get dropped.
Cho.
Reese get dropped.
Hey, and Cho.
Cho get dropped. Reese
see that man there?
Cho played the first 6 games and not Tuchel.
Listen to me. You see that? And then
Tammy get dropped.
I think Tammy. I think Tammy's a victim of the Timo. He has to play Timo. He has to play Timo.
Yeah, he has to play Timo.
Yeah. So the man who will lose out is Tammy.
And this man was starting in the middle, by he and
Kovacic.
Nah, Kovacic will play. He just got injured.
Kovacic playing and he injured. Fellas, I am saying
Ziyech. No, Ziyech does get play.
No, Ziyech get dropped.
Ziyech get dropped.
Bro,
the man who get dropped is
Ziyech can get dropped.
Callum Hudson-Odoi, though. He get dropped.
Let the Chelsea man have a say, please.
All right.
Please. We can get Chelsea man that.
Who you claim get dropped?
First thing, Callum Hudson-Odoi was moved from a right wing to a right wing back. Right?
Yeah. To compete with Dave, Reece James.
That's no.
Go ahead.
Instantly, when Tuchel came, he dropped Dave back to centre back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So Reece had command the right wing back position. The reason he was playing Callum in the earlies is because Tuchel said that because of some of the rigidity you need, he working on stability. And the only how we can get extra attacking threat is by putting Callum out there. So Callum played the first about 4 or 5 games there, and then he put Reece there. Reece
still not there.
Reece now get dropped for the finals where the man said he did his most.
Brother.
Reece get dropped.
You are not
Reece against Atletico.
Pull it up in the group.
Aspi are the stripes, dog. Aspi are the stripes, dog.
Hey,
brother.
The man say when we get past Atletico, after Atletico is Porto, even Reece play against Porto and all.
Listen to my brother.
Yeah, what you say, bro? He say he need his most experienced player.
April 24th.
Right.
Brother.
Chances are to be created in the YDS, hence the reason Aspi selection today. Mind blowing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think he did tell me that, sir.
Yeah.
It's as simple as look.
So man, start Aspi on the right, boy.
So we might watch Chelsea every week. We might watch Chelsea every week, but men playing FPL though. Men playing fantasy league and seeing how much 0 points Reece have because he ain't playing.
Playing though.
Oh, 1 point. Coming on.
He come on for 15 minutes.
but let me take quick with the real coach Arteta. We have to say about him.
Arteta, boy.
We have to say about him, boy.
Boy. At first, I was kind of accepting of him, knowing where he's coming from. He learned from Wenger, he learned from Pep, and
he learned from Pep. He worked for Pep. He learned.
Pep say that. Pep say he's brilliant.
Let the man talk now, boy.
He knows everything.
He was Pep's right-hand man, basically, right?
Yeah.
He would have given Pep a lot of knowledge as well that Pep wouldn't have in the league.
Who said that?
In addition to
Mark.
Go ahead. Sorry.
You always see even on when games going on.
It's true.
He and Pep in heavy discussion.
It's true.
So he was very close to Pep, but as time go along, the honeymoon period, the snatch and grab the FA Cup, and going into the season, I just feel like he just kind of lost the plot. He didn't have much of an identity after a while. The players
the players wasn't up to mark. They wasn't really playing with no certain intensity. And I wasn't seeing what he was trying to do after a while. Coming down to even when they get knocked out of Europe. So it's like, and neither here nor there with Arteta. I was telling you guys that we're not in an era no more where you will see a coach get entrusted with a role for more than 5 years. And I feel like they're willing to give him until the end of this year. But I really don't know what to expect from Arteta.
Other than Pep will get 5 years easy. If he stay. If he wants to stay, he'll get as much time as he wants.
The coaches in Pep category, like Mourinho and these guys, right?
No, not Mourinho. Not Mourinho.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the top of the line coaches, they will get 3 years max. If they're not performing, they will get 3 years max. By the third year, they'll die.
I understand.
Mourinho have a cycle dog since long time.
Yeah, but Arteta right now, I don't know what to expect from Arteta. People probably watching to see what kind of transfers would come in, and I have no European football to play probably as of now. But I don't know what to make of him. What he really trying. I'm really confused right now when it comes to Arteta. To be
so honest. Arteta out though. Arteta
right
out
now, right now, yeah.
Who you wanna see?
All need a leg, everybody know that. All let's go for Tuchel as a matter of fact. Why Arsenal didn't go for Carlo Ancelotti?
It have a post in the Arsenal group on Facebook saying what I say about Tuchel, boy? I say something like to the fact that Arteta might be a better buy than Tuchel, yeah? And that when he was in PSG, yeah?
Ooh. Yeah, I think I would have heard that talk as well.
Who say that?
I say that.
Wow.
You say Arteta's a better get than Tuchel?
Yeah.
That was back then, back when he was at PSG.
Yeah.
But based on what though? Based on Pep saying something?
Based on Tuchel never win nothing, and with PSG could
but
win.
But what Arteta show you? But what Arteta show you though?
We are counting the
Farmer League.
He win the quadruple with PSG.
The Farmer League.
I mean,
hold on.
A farmer's market, but
what did Arteta give you though?
Not Tuchel.
No, but Dre.
No, I could go back and
Ray,
say wrong.
Dre and Ray, I am saying, if it's one thing Arteta has shown is that he's consistent. He consistently has no clue. He consistently has no idea. He doesn't even know where his best lineup is. It's the most consistency I see from any coach in the EPL. I like Arteta
but Arteta has improved Arsenal defensively, I think.
Yeah,
I think they're not as soft as they used to be.
You know what's my problem with Arsenal?
And hold on, Mark. And in fairness to Arteta, similar to, so this is the same thing with Ole. Arteta inherited a real weird team in terms of personnel and lineup makeup. So who are the players that have been signed since Arteta start? Who are his players?
Cedric Suarez, for sure. Who he don't play anymore.
Okay.
And somebody else.
What about Pepe? He signed Pepe?
This guy.
Nah. Party.
We were arguing today about Party.
Hey, look, Rob's boss coming on, man.
So the only man that he plays is Cedric Suarez and Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey has been no. And Odegaard. And Odegaard too is one of his players too, right?
On loan too.
But everybody else.
Dani Ceballos also.
No. Everybody else. No, he was there before for sure. Everybody else he inherits. He inherits a weird
a couple out of the club though.
So he inherited this weird mix of players who too old, who should not have been signed. Or young players.
Gabriel. Who signed Gabriel?
So it's just.
Did he sign?
I think he signed Gabriel.
I don't think so, bro.
Yeah, he
Jose
signed Gabriel.
He is full Simon. That might be.
Jose
Mari was there. Jose Mari was there.
No, he signed Gabriel.
You think he signed Gabriel?
Yes, I'm sure he signed Gabriel. I even think. He
I'm
signed
going to say quick on that, right? All right, go ahead, Mark.
See, let me just get all in 1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Max.
So
I say, you know what's my problem with Arsenal fans?
Go ahead.
And Andre, I find you was kind of doing it there. You trying to qualify why Arteta in the state Arteta in. Arteta is the only top flight manager we never see manage. Or let's see him have a discussion with Pep on the sideline. He could be talking about what you want to eat.
No,
that
according to the book, Arteta is a real good coach under Pep, but some men are number twos.
But what that mean? But would that mean that Arteta is a good coach under Pep? What that mean?
He was. I can't remember everything in the book, but
I was tell all of us the PE teacher.
No, he actually used to coach players individually.
People in college football, the PE teacher is sit down next to the coach. Well, if you look at it from that thing, you'll feel the PE teacher is a good coach.
But what I was trying to tell you is, what I was trying to get at is, I am not sure. So I don't think Arteta good. I think he should not get that spot so early. Like, that's his first job he got Arsenal. Right, that's true. But
I'm not sure. But anyway, go ahead.
Let me talk about him.
But we'll deal with that later.
I am not sure if you could name me a manager that can get more out of this Arsenal team.
Anybody.
But we are talking about this person like
Thomas
yesterday.
Not Allegri.
Bertil Sinclair getting more to this.
Not Allegri,
Dennis Lawrence.
Arsenal, what that kind of
Let me
football?
tell you something, Andre. Here's my problem.
Let
me tell you what my problem with Arteta. Arteta choose a side for some knockout game.
Yeah, I know that.
I am trying to figure out what he was trying to achieve.
And then the subs and things.
And I think that the reason why anybody could get better. If I could see, Andre, what you're trying to achieve with the football you're playing, then you can get a better result than you get.
I guess here's what I'm going to say. So it's like, the only people I don't think tactically you could get more to them. The most you could get out of them, hold on. The most you could get out of them for me is more like the Ole side of things where you're getting more out of the fellas because of man management. Because, dog, I watching players like Pepe can't take on a man no more.
Because Martinelli should be starting.
Hold on. Aubameyang can't do cutting and shoot no more. I'm watching Thomas Partey looking like dog. Anyway, I'm watching this squad have Bellerin on it still, dog. This squad have what's your boy name? What's your boy name? Was it 20-year-old fella with Bolden? Yeah. Holden.
You're watching there? And Sterling and shut up or jumping in for header and thing.
So I'm watching this squad. I'm watching this squad and it's like, okay. All seriousness, how is a manager supposed to, with this team, really and truly try to challenge?
And that's a real good point, Dre.
His team selection is rubbish, and his game.
Listen, I'm not defending the man.
Who the man have, boy?
Hey, the man have some good players, brother.
I am not defending the man. I am not defending the man because, look, listen to me. We already talked about.
In aside for being tall, Jota not supposed to win a header between you and Chambers. I'm not going through that. You gotta lose your job.
He in the cycle taller.
Why else would he be there? He's not fast. But he don't really gain exceptionally well.
Fellas, you want to say that? Last year, Lampard, who's not a coach.
I'm not making excuses for the man, bro.
Last year, Lampard, who's
let Dre finish the point now, boy.
Mark,
let Dre finish the point now.
I am not making an excuse for Arteta.
How are you, Soupy?
We already talk about on other episodes white privilege. We already talk about it, right? You have a man who literally all he do was be a number 2 with Lego here, and just so he's the man to follow Unai Emery, dog. Unai Emery who win how much Europa League?
I think anybody.
How much Europa League this man win? How much respectable performances in La Liga he do with Sevilla and all this.
And then the players
literally you give this man who he finished, he retire, he go and sit down next to Pep. He impressed him with the
average player too, eh?
So what are you going to say for Pirlo, boy?
It's the same thing. So we already talked about the white privilege. So I'm not defending Arteta, but at the same time, I want to make sure I'm saying at the same time, okay, when you talk about firing a manager, who's the manager that's going to get more to Arsenal? That team.
Guys, let me just give a little take on City's performance this year. Just a minute take.
There is starter.
City's performance.
All right. Well, I call it from the beginning with City.
Yeah.
A lot of people, because losing the league how they did towards Liverpool by about 18 points was unacceptable for Pep. And I know he would have answered back swiftly.
Okay.
in the beginning when he didn't really have an out-and-out informed striker, he was suffering a bit. But he eventually took it and he went on he tweaked it and he went on an unbeaten run and go back to that 15-game winning streak. That's where the league was won. And he just shows genius. Pep is a man. Yeah, we just say he's overthink sometimes, but Pep know what he's doing and he wasn't taking that what happened to him last season lightly.
All right.
And if he get a good striker, he'll do it again next season.
All right, nice. Somebody else, time running out. Do have a quick take on
Mark.
I'll get a quick take for me.
Right.
Great season. I think what happened with City is consistency. I always say the best team don't win our league all the time. In competitive leagues, the best team don't always win the league. It's the most consistent team. But this year, I think City was both most consistent and the best team. And they deserve the title.
Mark, let me hear you.
Pep Smith.
I like a good take. Go ahead. Nice idea. What's say?
I like how Pep he really tweaked it because he wasn't getting any goals and Gondo, Foden really compensate. He wasn't conceding at all, boy. That double pivot he put with it was Fernandinho and Rodri, I think. Anyway.
Yep.
He tweaked
And
it
sometimes Gundo and Rodri.
Yeah, boy. Management at his finest this year, I think players who really step up with banger goals. Well, nobody had banger goals, but they all compete at a high level. Yeah, that's me.
And I mean, my take is look, give Pepe flowers while he alive, Olio. Don't wait until the man retired. Don't wait until the man dead. He can buy your own flowers. Well, listen, what you're watching right now is similar to a dog. If you think back, fellas, we watch. Remember when it had Real Madrid, Barcelona games back to back, Jose versus Pep? That was peak. That was the peak of possession football versus counter-attacking football.
Yeah.
Real high quality, like real high quality. In the moment, we was just bantering and turning, and dog, we are watching who I think is the greatest manager of all time. Just because, look, listen. You're watching football a long time. It's one thing to say, okay, you're buying the absolute best talented players. It's another thing to say you're buying a lot of talented players. And then there's another thing to say you're playing teams off the park, though. Players buying into the identity and executing and playing every team off the park, though. There's no question. You're watching it season after season, team after team that the man has. Sure, you look at money, but again, how much teams have had money? Right? The man is the best. You're watching the best team. If they figure out this striker, though, that is it. It's a wrap again. If they figure out that, if they get a striker, it's a wrap.
I think he need the Champions League, though.
Let me just thank all you for coming on, fellas. We really appreciate it. Reese, Keron, Mark, Andre, as usual. If you want to check out more of our stuff, make sure to like, subscribe, and to everything on all platforms. We'll put the link below in the link tree. Fellas, have a good night and really appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Blessings, guys.
Bless.
Respect. Enjoy your Eid.
You too, man.